So I got a new tool today that I'd like to show you guys. This is from Freedom Racing, made in the United States, in Iowa, in fact. And I've already taken it out and I've kind of played with it, so I thought I'd just kind of do a quick review of this tool. Okay, so what this is this is a valve spring compressor tool for modular V8s and apparently the 4-liter V6. Okay, now if you're working on any modular V8 with the overhead cam, obviously, sometimes you need a good tool for doing whatever you might need. So if you're replacing valve springs, trying to get the lifters out, that sort of thing, this is a good tool to have. Now this was a little under 200 bucks, shipped to my door. I have mostly positive things to say. So if I was going to rate this, I definitely give this about 4.5 out of 5 stars. Now I did go out and try it, pulled that out of the package. I put it back in the package, and here's why I would give it 4.5 instead of 5 stars. Okay, so first of all, when you're looking at this, one criticism I have, and it's not a huge deal, this stuff is not anodized, so that means that there is the possibility of, obviously it rusting. Now, most tool guys, you're going to get this stuff, oily and whatnot, and I get that, but like just sliding this into its pocket, you can see that I've already got some raw metal on there, and honestly, for 10 extra bucks or so, maybe, I don't know what it costs to anodize things nowadays, but when I used to be a plant manager, we would anodize metals all the time, and for something this small, per unit, you're talking like, less than 10 bucks. Now, granted, that was almost 10 years ago. But I would have liked to see this anodized. That would have been nice. That's one criticism I have. Its functionality, you'll see in a few, that's really good. It does work really well. The only other criticism I have for this is, other than the anodizing, is when you take these out of the package, you need to be aware that there's different legs or feet, whatever you want to call these, depending on if it's the intake or the exhaust. Okay, and that is obvious when you read the instructions, which you should. So you'll see that this hole is drilled perpendicular to the other one. So this hole is actually drilled in a different fashion, so or in a different direction, and that makes it obvious. But that's why I cut this out the way I did, so that way I could put these back in when I'm done using them, because I will not remember that. That's the one thing I would say that is probably the thing I like the least, is that it's not scribed on there and there's no picture in the instructions. If you didn't want to scribe it on there, totally understandable. That takes time, and that's not an easy thing to do necessarily, and it would come out really small, so it'd be hard to see it anyways. So I would say, if they put that on the picture on the instruction sheet, just that way you'd have a reference. Again, I'm sure you can go on their website, because they do have a very nice website where you can look at the different tools they have, and I would be willing to bet, because I don't know for sure, that it's actually on there, and it tells you. So just some criticisms, but overall a very good tool. Again, here is the name of the company that makes this, Freedom Racing. They do a nice job. I did have an opportunity to call them because I had some questions, and they were very helpful. I would highly recommend this tool. Now, it's not cheap. The other cool thing that they do have is a rental program, which I've never actually seen before from a tool company like this. And their rental program, which is pretty sweet. You can just rent the tool if you don't want to buy it. It depends on the tool. You rent it, you use it, and then assuming it's undamaged, you actually send it back, which is pretty amazing. I love that. That's a really cool thing. I didn't choose to do that. I chose to buy it outright, just because I do enough of the 4-valve stuff that I've needed this tool in the past, and I haven't had it, and I've had to try to make other tools kind of like this to make things work, and it doesn't always work. I actually have a 3-valve tool that works okay if you kind of modify it on the 4 valves, but it's not the right tool. So I'm pretty excited to use this thing again, and I'll put that in my video. You'll see that with the other assembly of my Cobra motor. So you get to take a look at how this thing works. But overall, again, 4.5 almost 5 stars. Just a couple of simple things that I would change, but a really nice tool otherwise.